Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to How to YouTube a Complete Guide, episode 3. Today we're going to talk about some really important subjects, like what sort of videos you're going to make. Not just if you're a vlogger, you make vlogs, or if you're a gamer, you make games and stuff like that, but much more in detail. We're also going to be talking something about a niche within a niche, because you're not going to beat these big channels with doing a let's play of the most popular Call of Duty game or something, or vlogging or beauty vlogging the same thing. It's about finding something that you can win and you can get search rankings on. We're also going to talk about viral videos, what they are, how to make them, that sort of thing, and also evergreen videos, probably more important, because viral videos there's a lot of luck based, but evergreen videos, you can make them and they're really worth you doing on your channel. And also talk about important things like video length, like what's the optimal length for videos. Does it vary depending on what your niche is and all that sort of good stuff. So let's get straight into it. So you've sorted out your branding, you're ready, you've got your channel name, you're ready to take over the world. The next thing you're going to probably think of is, well, what sort of videos shall I make? And a lot of that goes back to the golden rule of do what you enjoy. Okay, so that whether that be gaming, vlogging, beauty, music, movie reviews, anything and everything is covered under that bracket. But let's say you've narrowed that down. Before you've probably started, you've already sort of, you know, the genre or the niche that you want to go into. So let's take gaming for an example. There's a lot of different videos you could do on gaming. You know, you could do your let's plays where you just play the video, you know, you play the game and have lots of parts and stuff like that. I do a number of those. You know, it's quite simple. People can follow along and get sort of included in the game. It's really good fun. Or you might do guides for games, you know, tricky games like how to beat the boss in Dark Souls and all this sort of thing, and do sort of more instructional guide videos. You might do video reviews. So you might just play a game for 20 hours and then just do a 10-minute video reviewing the game. Or first impressions, you know, the first couple of hours of a game. Or like funny moments or montages, or do gaming news. There's so many areas of gaming that you could do. And the first sort of section there is to work out exactly what it is you want to do. You don't have to stick to it. You can always change. Remember that. You can always change the content that you've started out on. I think if you're going to start a gaming channel, I think the easiest way to get started and get confident in making videos is probably starting by doing let's plays, because they're usually like simpler to edit. They're usually simpler to record. You're basically just filming yourself playing and chatting along and stuff like that. So it's a really, really good place to start. And then maybe try some game reviews or first impressions of videos, or maybe take some of your let's plays, like say 10 episodes, and make a little funny moments montage, because that's really good at practicing your editing skills, get better at all that sort of stuff, and really sort of, you know, get used to it. But you want to not make your content too different. So channels have to be somewhat focused. There's much debate over how focused a channel be. Like, you could get away with doing a gaming channel, right, where you do some let's plays, you do some news, you do some reviews, you do some first impressions, that sort of thing. You could get away with doing a beauty channel where you do some, you know, makeup tutorials, clothing hauls, favorites of the month. I'm scraping here, people. It's not my area of expertise, is it really? But don't do gaming and like a let's play with some vlogs and some makeup tutorials and some movie reviews, because the more you dilute your content, the more likely it is that somebody's going to find your first video on something they enjoyed because they searched for it, go and look at your channel and they'll be scrolling through going, okay, I don't really know what this person does. You know, you can have the odd video of doing something else or doing something different, but when it's so mixed up, they're going to go, I'm not going to subscribe because that thing I liked, they only do once every month. It seems that they do all sorts of other stuff that I have no interest in whatsoever. I'm not going to bother subscribing. So be somewhat focused, but you have a broad spectrum once you're in there of doing various different topics on that, various different niches within the niche. So what I want to talk about in this segment is two types of videos. One is the holy grail of YouTube, and that is a viral video. And the other thing, which is more important and what you should go for, is an evergreen video. So I'll explain what the two types are and their pros and cons. A viral video is one of those videos, you all know what viral video is. I won't go into too much detail. It's a funny cat falling off a chair. It's something's usually quite silly or accidental or something that you don't really plan. And it's basically a viral video is one that explodes in views. If you look on the trending tab, any day of the week, there's usually some really weird, along with all the vlogs and weird things. Here you go, BBC News reporter blooper. Basically, somebody walks into camera shots of the video to interrupt this political debate on the Labour manifesto. This guy tries to push her away, kind of just grabs her tit. So it's got 1 million views, 1.1 million views, okay? So that is a perfect example of a viral video. It's usually something that's not planned. And when you think about it in terms of creating your own YouTube channel, is forget them. Forget them. They are as rare as rocking horse shit, right? They are poop of a unicorn. They are... Companies will spend multi-millions of dollars trying to make a viral video. But the problem with viral videos is that there's no formula to them. They're just usually in the moment. People can make brilliant videos that sort of go what's called viral. But, that usually take a very clever and stuff like that. But generally speaking, they're usually just a silly little thing that happens, a granny falling over and farting. Really, we've all been down the YouTube rabbit hole to watch all sorts of random videos. And while they're amazing, they're so hard to make is that you shouldn't really focus on making them talk. Of course, you should try and make every video as good as possible. But let's say for a gaming channel, the likelihood of a viral gaming video, unless I fell off my chair and my eye popped out during a Let's Play, it's not going to go viral. Same as a makeup tutorial. Unless she stabs her eye with a mascara pencil, it's not going to go viral. They could be good videos. They get lots of views because they're very good. But I wouldn't worry too much about viral videos. Sometimes, occasionally, if you're very lucky, one will just happen. The more important one I want to talk about is evergreen videos. And I'll give you some examples on my channel. So, at the moment, I'm playing a computer game called Football Manager 2017. Now, this game comes out every year. It's like FIFA. They come out with a new game every single year. And after this year, so I'm playing 2017. After this year, I think it's normally like November time that the new version comes out. As soon as the new version comes out, pretty much 95% of people stop watching the old version. Don't care about, nobody watches FIFA 16 now that FIFA 17 is out, so they tend to really drop off. You still get some views on them, especially if they're a good fun series, but they tend to really drop off when they've been replaced. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be the same game series. It can just be a newer game that everybody's up for. Nobody's going to be watching Fallout 4 videos in 2-3 years' time. Even if Fallout 5 doesn't come out, people just get bored of that thing. An evergreen video is different to that. So most gaming videos are generally sort of one and done. They last for a lot time. You'll get views trickle through, but it's normally the release of the video gets popular and then that's it. A good example of an evergreen video is this video. Something that is timeless. Something that even if somebody's watching this video in 2 years' time, if you are, hello from the, how's the future? Are we flying around on motorized cars and stuff? Okay. That's still useful in 2 years' time. Like a movie review has a longer shelf life. Some people might look at it in a few years, but it's going to tail off. How to put up a shelf video is going to be useful for indefinitely until we've got robots that do it for us. A basic makeup tutorial, how to put on foundation, is an evergreen video. That's always going to be needed. But if it's like I'm using the latest product by Maybelline. Maybe it's Maybelline. That's how I thought of that. That product itself might not be around in a year's time. It might be replaced by a better version. So that is not an evergreen video. So although you're kind of handicapped by the content you make, I make Let's Plays, which are generally not evergreen at all. And therefore, that's kind of it. There are certain things that you can make, like funny montages of games can be timeless. They can be evergreen because what's funny is funny. Doesn't matter that the game that you're watching is 10 years old. That's still a funny moment. So I would concentrate not on making evergreen videos, but try and sprinkle in a few if you can, because they're going to be the backbone of your channel. You know, they might get you when you're starting out. When you've got 10,000 subscribers and your videos get 5,000 views a video or whatever, if those videos can get you like 100 views a day continuously, or 100 views a week even, or 100 views a month, but trickle through continuously, it's a really nice backbone to have on the YouTube channel. Yeah, so like I said, don't try and plan for viral, because it 99% of the time won't work. If you can, if the niche that you're doing allows for evergreen videos, then definitely try and make a few that you think are timeless. Is it going to be useful in 5 years' time, sort of thing? So, like I said, perfect example is the makeup. Rather than just using the new foundation for Maybelline that's just come out, which will be great for X amount of time, also make a video about how to put on basic foundation, because that'll be timeless. It'll be evergreen. There is much discussion on the internet about video length. It's an oft described subject. There is no hard and fast rules to the length of a video. The most important thing is it very much depends on the subject matter and what your content is. For instance, a Let's Play should be pretty long, because if you're playing a game that might last 20 hours or something, a 10-minute video for me is just a sort of a little bit too short. You want to go 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes, because you want to progress the game. If it's in such bite-sized chunks, you don't get too much out of it, and it feels like nothing much has happened in that episode. Whereas if you're doing a quick guides or makeup tutorials or a game review or a movie review, then these want to be much more punchy, because I'm looking at a movie review because basically I want to know if I want to go and see it or not. And I don't need an hour-long video describing everything about the movie and the cinematography and the lighting and the direction and the acting and all that sort of stuff. Just give me a quick hit, 5 minutes, great video. Same with makeup tutorials or hair tutorials. You just want a quick hit of get the information across. And I think when you've been making YouTube videos a while, you start to get a natural rhythm. Like if you're forcing a video to make it longer than it is, if you're doing a PC game review, you might decide that I really want these videos, try and keep them to about 15 minutes. And you might find yourself stretching the content out a little bit and waffling a little bit too much, going off-piste and just talking about something that doesn't really matter. Depending on your style, going back to the style thing, that might be fine because you just edit out the chunks where you wandered off and started talking about something that wasn't relevant, and you can just edit it down to sort of 5-10 minutes or whatever it may be. YouTube likes watch time. Okay, so YouTube, the longer that somebody sticks on YouTube, the better YouTube likes it. In their ideal world, everybody would watch YouTube all the time, obviously. But their big goal is for people to stick on YouTube for as long as possible. So if you can get somebody to watch a 30-minute video, that is much better and more beneficial to YouTube than if you can get somebody to watch a whole of a 10-minute video. because they can stick more ads in. You can put more ads down the bottom on the side in the little box that pops up, and an advert afterwards. I think your video has to be, I think, at least 10 minutes long to get an ad at the end and an ad at the beginning, as opposed to just the beginning. And also, you know, especially if you have ads enabled, you're trying to make some money off this. If your videos are really short, they have to be very, very good for somebody to sit through a 30-second ad and then watch a 30-second video, because people are just going to see it as not worth it. You know, if you do have really short videos, then I think it's better to do this anyway, but you're better to have the adverts that are skippable. If you have locked in 30-second ad before a minute-long video, then you're kind of doomed. But like I said, Let's Plays, as a rough guide, 20-30 minutes. If you're doing game reviews, 10-15 minutes. Movie reviews are sort of similar length of time. Mini sort of tutorials. People want to just get the information. They want to know how to do whatever it is that you're making a video on, how to put up a shelf. They want it done 5 minutes. They don't want 5 minutes of you measuring it and stuff like that. Unless it's a necessity of how to do something. If it's a simple task, nice and quick, in and out, get it done. Because YouTube doesn't like it when somebody clicks on your video and then, let's say it's a 10-minute video, and then after a minute, they click somewhere else. You get penalised by YouTube, the YouTube algorithm, for that. Okay, so it's important that you don't stretch your videos out. You get people to watch as much of the videos as you can. That's why you don't say, you know, if you watch a movie review, you don't generally hear them saying, a 10-minute video, they don't say at the beginning, I want to tell you, this film is the best film I've ever seen. The acting is amazing. The directors are amazing. I urge you all to go and see this film. Now, let's talk about it in detail. Because if you did that, so many people would just watch that bit and go, oh, brilliant. I'm in. Let's do it. You know, you'll get such a drop-off in watch time. So that's why they tend to, you know, build it up to a crescendo. Try and make the best bit of the video the sort of last few minutes, so you've watched it to get to that crescendo. But like I said, it very much depends on the content. Keep it, just don't drag it out. That's the main thing. You'll learn after a while of making videos that actually, when you're watching it back and going, okay, this is dragging out a bit. I'm just talking a bit too much. I'm rambling. Much like this video. So we'll end this bit here. Clever. You see what I did there? So there we go, guys. Another video done. I hope you enjoyed it and got something useful out of it. If you have any questions on the subject we talked about in this video, then please leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. I'm also going to do a live Q&A at the end of this series on YouTube. So if you want to talk, have any more questions or want to go a bit more in-depth or something we haven't talked about before, then make sure you join me on that stream. Also, subscribe if you're new. Also, you know, if you've got your own tips to share, put them in the comments. Let's help each other grow. You know, I'm not the world's expert of YouTube. I'm just showing you what I've learned. But if you've got your own tips and tricks, then please do leave them in the comments. Get involved, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Love you all. Bye-bye.